Well, hello y'all, this is John Sullivan from Sullivan's Projects, and this is Monday, and this will happen to be Monday, October 17th, 2016, and this is a replacement for my cancer update I made on this weekend. And the reason I'm doing this is because I just did an experiment. I have 18 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so I put that up to see, with no advertisement, how many people would check in there, and it turns out the big answer is 0. And so what I think is happening is there's something, just Google this, it's called shadow banning, and it's not unique to me. Actually, it's unique to everybody. This affects pretty much all the platforms out there now: Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So basically, how it works is, in the old days, especially with Twitter and Facebook, Twitter before they had their upgrades, and Facebook before they did the timeline thing, is if you subscribe to somebody, or you follow somebody, or you like somebody, or something like that, what happens is you post something, and everybody who follows you or likes you, whatever, will see what you post. And now what's happening on Facebook especially is you have to go to settings when you're on there, and you actually have to opt in to receive all updates. Otherwise, what's happening is I can post all day long at the Sullivan's Projects official page, and you're not going to see it. The reason is because it's their servers, it's their bandwidth, and they're not going to provide something unless there's already a high interest for it. A lot of they have what they call algorithms that basically they edit out who sees what. And since the updates, if I subscribe to somebody on Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, chances are not that good I'm actually going to see what they're posting. One way to increase this, and this is a little trick they've done, is if you promote it, they will actually do a little bit better in making sure that your stuff gets out there. And so I don't take it personally, because it's happening to you too. If you look on Facebook and you see your friends, and it'll say this person has 18 new posts, this person has 2 new posts, whatever. If you click on that person, then you're going to see what they post. If you're just looking at the regular timeline and you follow somebody, or you like somebody, or something like that, you know what I mean, you want to get their stuff, you're not going to get it. Anyways, so I don't take it personally. People are always trying to game the system called search engine optimization by keywords and meta tags and stuff like that on websites. But really, there's no shortcut to get through these people, because as soon as everybody starts figuring out how to get through, then the algorithm will change the way that people see things, and you won't get through it anymore. So it's really a frustration. And so while I often do express a lot of frustration that in Florida I had mega hits anytime I posted crap, and the good stuff I can't get hits for here now, it's not because of me. It's really because of the algorithms and how things are being served up now. Like I said, the way around that on Twitter is you can actually click away. You can click away to see anything that anybody posts right away at the front of the queue. And I do that for about 5 or 6 different people that I follow on Twitter. And I've actually, on some of my shadow accounts, have actually done that, and it does work. On the shadow accounts, I can post something and I won't even see it. Facebook is even an entirely different thing. I can post something and I'm not even going to see it in my own feed, and that's very frustrating to me, because I know if I don't see it in my own feed, then nobody else will see it either. So, like I said, if I had verification on my Facebook page, which is something I've been trying to do for a while, I've been fighting with those guys left and right forever, it might improve things. But I guess, you know, things have changed since I brought up Facebook first in 2010 and Twitter in 2011. Back then, getting verified was very easy. What happened was I moved, and some email addresses that I used to use connected to these accounts. For instance, you all remember Sullivan's or Sullivan72 at att.net. Well, as soon as I got out of AT&T moving out to Florida, I couldn't keep those Twitter accounts because anytime I got hacked or had to change the password or something, I would have to be able to log into that account. Well, AT&T offered to keep me going with that account, but only if I paid them a certain fee, like $45 or something a month, and it just wasn't worth it. And so I migrated everything out. And people are often asking why I have 3 different Facebook accounts. And the simple reason is, the only reason I brought up Facebook was to connect it to a professional site. So we had Strazian Productions. That one worked really good. I mean, really, really well. I had thousands of people liking the page and everything. It did really well. There was a password issue. The other one was a Florida Beach Media Group. That's my second one, and that one was doing really well too. That one I got off of for different reasons. I shut it down because I've been out of Florida for 4 years. That stuff is still doing great. I tried to disable and discontinue the account, but it's still up there, and it's still getting mega hits. And my stuff out here in Arizona just isn't doing that well, and I really don't know why. But well, I do, but I don't. I mean, every day I drive past this wonderful thing off of US 90, and you can see these mountains in the background. Once in a while you see me tweeting on them. You're looking to the northwest. The sun is just now setting out here in Arizona. What you're not going to see here, you're going to see a lot of cows and horses and grass and beautiful mountains and that kind of thing. You're not going to see a lot of bikinis on the beach. And it turns out, I guess, that's why I had such a big draw in the Florida Beach Media Group, and I'm not really doing so well out here. That beside the point, a lot of it has to do, especially on the YouTube side, where I'm not condensing everything like I used to into 30-second clips edited succinctly into something that's entertaining for the 5-minute runs you're seeing this. Sometimes 12-minute runs like you're seeing this. Without that studio to do the edits, you're seeing one continuous raw footage, unbroken, and really not professionally done like the way I used to like to do it. I'm still looking for a full Adobe suite. Anybody out there want to invest in that or have some charity? I'm looking for a full Adobe suite. I'm looking for something that has all the gadgets to do edits, you know, the Photoshop stuff. I'm looking for the Illustrator. I'm looking for the Premiere equivalent, and I'm looking at something that can do green screening. And I'm looking for a computer on top of that that has the mega speed and RAM that it's going to take to get my modern stuff done. Now, in the old days in Florida, everything was done at the industry standard at the time for regular TVs, and that's the 800 by 600 size, the 4x3 dimensions, so it looked like a television set. A couple years ago, they moved it up to 1080p and 16 by 9, which is the industry standard now. When I moved to 16.9 and 16 by 9 instead of the 8 by, what was it, the 8 by 4, 8 by 6. When I went to the new standard, I also incorporated much larger resolution, because my intention now is to do huge, massive raw files so that they can be converted to the HD TV standard that's out now, and as well as the quality that's expected of digital television. So, with that being said, even if I did have a working studio with the old Magic's Pro 14 and 15 that I used to have, that are no longer working with anything beyond XP or Vista, I would still not be able to have the computer power right now to render those things in a timely manner. They would render them, but just to do a 10-second clip with layering and everything else, it could take hours or even days. And so I'm going to be doing my productions, like I said, more professionally. But I got to get that studio back. It's been so frustrating to me to be this long without the studio. I think the last thing I did was 2014 opener on the YouTube page, where I actually edited something. And ironically enough, during that special that I did at the beginning of 2014, I actually went inside behind the scenes to show you how the production works. But I mean, it's really cool stuff. But what I need to have right now is just something better. So I really don't fault anybody for not watching the videos. But like I said, I'm going into my face-to-face with my doctor on Friday. On Friday, that will be the day when I'm going to find out when the surgery is going to happen. And I watched a video of this surgery. It's a 4-hour, very, very excruciating surgery. It's a lot more involved than I thought it was, because they have to actually cut and staple arteries and veins, and separate tissues and pull your stomach apart from everything else. I mean, it's almost like a dissection. They're gonna do it from down here and from up here later on, and they're gonna somehow pull out this big old ugly looking esophagus section, throw it on a table, stretch everything back up, and darn it, I think I'm gonna have to use that feeding tube. Hopefully I'll be able to speak and swallow after that, but who knows? That may be it for me. I'm not having fears over this, but I'm just having a lot of frustration, as always, around scheduling. But like I said, God is in control of everything but the VA schedule and this doctor's schedule, and he's out of Banner also, so he's very busy. And so we were supposed to have this meet face-to-face on the 7th. We're going to have it this Friday on the 21st. So shortly thereafter, I'll tell you what the updated schedule is. Very cool church here. I have a Pastor Greg who had a great message on Sunday, which was yesterday. And I'm going to try to get this online and somehow get it out on YouTube. It was really that good. And it was nice of my other Pastor Greg, the one in Generations in Florida, to actually put out his awesome YouTube on a Monday instead of waiting until Wednesday. And I heard a lot of buzz about this one, so sounds really great. I checked out part of it during my lunch hour, and when I get home, I'll watch the rest of it. And that's at generationscc.com if you want to see that. Also, I linked it on my Facebook page, but like I said, nobody sees my Facebook, and it's not your fault, it's Facebook's fault, but I get it. So anyways, I'm not really so interested anymore